So, what is going on with Ryan Reynolds? A major controversy is brewing, and it's not just about him. It all starts with his wife, Blake-Lively, but the shockwaves could potentially derail one of the biggest movie franchises on the planet. We're going to break down what's happening and what's really at stake here.
And it really all boils down to one massive question. Could this whole mess actually bring the epic Deadpool and Wolverine partnership to an end? You heard that right. This is a story about Hollywood power, A-list friendships, and some seriously high professional risks.
All right, so to really get what's going on, we have to start at the very beginning, at the epicenter of this whole thing. A legal fight involving Blake-Lively that has gotten very, very public and apparently very messy.
At the heart of it all is what's being described as an ugly and nasty public relations war between Lively and actor Justin Baldoni. The details coming out are frankly not great, and it's pulling back the curtain on some behind-the-scenes drama that has all of Hollywood watching.
And this is where the whole thing starts to spiral outwards. People are asking some pretty serious questions now, not just about her career, but about his. Is Blake-Lively becoming unhireable? And maybe even more importantly, can Ryan Reynolds escape what one outlet is calling the blast radius?
So let's talk about this blast radius, because that's a heck of a term, right? The fallout from this whole dispute isn't just personal anymore. Word on the street is it's starting to poison reputations, friendships, and yeah, even billion-dollar movie deals.
You see, this is why everyone's paying such close attention. This is way more than just typical celebrity drama. It's become this incredibly rare public peek into how power and influence actually work in Hollywood, what an A-lister can do, and what happens when that power play goes completely wrong.
And it looks like the first casualties of this blast radius are personal relationships. This whole controversy is reportedly starting to push away some of their most famous A-list friends.
For instance, Taylor Swift. Reports are saying she is absolutely fuming because her private texts were dragged out into the open as part of this legal battle. I mean, let's be real. When you make the biggest pop star on the entire planet angry by leaking her private messages, your social life is in some serious trouble.
But then there's the big one, Hugh Jackman. Insiders are whispering that he's gone unusually quiet and is actually stepping back from Ryan, quote, for his own sanity. Now, this isn't just some friendship cooling off. This has massive implications for the Marvel Universe.
I mean, just look at how fast this has all reportedly gone down. Back in 2024, you couldn't see one without the other. They were inseparable. Then you start hearing about missed texts, a little bit of tension, and now the talk is that Jackman is actively putting distance between them. The speed of that change is just wow.
So, here's the bottom line. All of this personal drama is bleeding directly into their professional lives, and that's putting the future of the entire multi-billion-dollar Deadpool franchise on some seriously shaky ground.
Weird is, Ryan Reynolds is putting everything he has into the next Deadpool movie, seeing it as the one thing that can save his reputation and Hollywood clout right now. But there's just one tiny billion-dollar problem. The movie he needs to make is Deadpool and Wolverine 2, and the Wolverine part of that duo might not be picking up the phone anymore. So this puts Hugh Jackman and Marvel at a major crossroads, right? On one hand, you have the sequel, Deadpool and Wolverine 2. It's a guaranteed hit, but it also ties Jackman directly to Reynolds and all this controversy. On the other hand, you have a fresh start, a new path, a team-up with someone like, say, Spider-Man, which gives you all of the box office gold with none of the current baggage. And if you're wondering what the financial incentive is for choosing that fresh start, how about this number? $2 billion. That's the potential box office being thrown around for a Wolverine and Spider-Man movie. That is a massive, massive reason for Marvel and Jackman to just walk away.
Because let's be honest, without Wolverine, the next Deadpool movie just isn't the same. It can't be. After that incredible team-up, going back to a solo Deadpool film would feel like a huge step backward, and it would be worth so much less money, not just to the studio, but to the fans too. Jackman has become absolutely critical.
Okay, so this leads us to the final and most critical question of all. If the friendships are breaking and the billion-dollar franchises are in danger, what does the future actually look like for Ryan Reynolds' career?
Well, the outcomes being talked about are pretty grim. There's a real fear he could lose those rom-com roles that have been his bread and butter. He could become a one-trick pony,
completely reliant on Deadpool. Maybe he even gets sidelined in the bigger Marvel movies, reduced to just cameos. With his social circle shrinking and his reputation taking a hit, he could just become too risky for studios to cast.
And that's where we are. Ryan Reynolds' most famous character, the Merc with the Mouth, is known for getting out of absolutely impossible situations. But this isn't the movies. The real-world fallout seems to be getting worse every single day, and it leaves us with the ultimate cliffhanger. Can Deadpool really save the man behind the mask this time? I guess we'll have to wait and see.